are now listening to the Dad Bodds Podcast with your hosts, the Odds Fellow, Punisher Picks, LockBets.net, and your announcer, Guns Picks. So time to strap in, dads. It's time to join the father figures in the Dad Bodds Podcast.
Ho, 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 happy holidays, everybody. We did an impromptu show today for the Dad Bodds Podcast. Not really an episode. We can just call it a surprise
Banter.
Because we were just talking about sports with one another randomly, and the odds fella just goes, why don't we just go live? Let's just go live with this shit. I was like, yeah, let's just do it. So that's what we're doing right now. We're going to be talking.
Here we are.
NFL, college basketball. I mean, everything's going on right now. It's COVID, NFL. We got a bowl game going on, the Frisco Bowl, with looks like San Diego just made a big play on a run, and that's not good for me on the first play of the second half. I'm on the second half, but Odds Fellow, what do you got cooking today?
Doing a little retweet here, getting the people involved in the stream, so I can try to watch some Twitter comments. And StreamYard is still broken. Fix it so we can see the comments, please.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough on Twitter. It's like, if you want to go and comment, I can only see them on YouTube.
You can do it on YouTube. So he's watching YouTube. I'm watching Twitter. It's on a little bit of a delay, but drop some questions in there. Join some fun. Share it. We want to talk NFL, NBA, maybe a little offseason baseball, hockey pause. We don't really have pun here, so I don't know if the two of us can handle that. Definitely bowl season. So there's a lot of things as we wrap up the holiday week. Hopefully a shortened work week for most of you.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people are traveling, doing the holiday travel, going on vacation. I'm staying at home. I don't know what you're doing, Odds. If you're traveling along,
people are coming to me.
Oh, people are coming to you? That's awesome. I think we basically stiff-armed all the people that wanted to come to us. But
you said Guns family only?
No, well, the Guns family decided to stay home because they're scared of COVID. It's more towards the other side of the family that maybe have a little bit more of a different feeling about the pandemic than others. But that is neither here nor there. We dealt with it, so it's just going to be a foursome with two kids and the wife for Christmas, and I am perfectly fine with that. So
could mean a lot of gambling in your future.
Oh, there's gonna be plenty of gambling. Are you kidding me? I mean, Saturday we got what? NFL, got Christmas, NBA.
I don't know who's playing, but yeah, there's games. There's games.
Yeah, that's another thing too. It's like we want to do like we're doing this holiday, the 12-pack of holiday picks. We were supposed to record a lot of these tonight. And what happened is a lot of people are a little bit hesitant to make those picks without knowing who the full rosters are going to be in any sport. And I really don't blame them. So we're going to have to be firing from the hip a lot of these picks. I think we're going to have to ask for a lot of video plays just kind of sent to us, and then we'll just put them on the Twitter. So the plays aren't going away. We will be putting them on as we get them, but it's going to be a piecemeal of a project.
But it'll be fun picks, free picks, a variety of cappers carrying you through the holiday season across a ton of sports and a ton of games. So look out. We're still going to get it out in a couple ways, which I'm excited for. I was going to do an NBA pick tonight. I just couldn't stomach trying to sort through these rosters. I mean, the NFL, I don't know what sport is the worst right now. I mean, I guess they're all equally as bad, but like you see the bottom line in the NFL and the NBA, and if you're watching ESPN, and it is slippery.
Yeah, I think the NHL just said, we're going to take a break till Christmas.
I don't know what that's going to accomplish.
I mean, it's not like, they're coming back, the 27th?
Yeah.
Is that what they're coming back?
If not earlier, it might even be, I think is it the 25th through the 27th, or it's like now through the 25th?
Yeah. They just we're just going to take a 2 to 3 day break. And then we're just going to start the season off again like nothing happened. It's like we just need to get healthy and that time period. I mean, the NFL is still like going on. Their COVID
Roger
lists
Goodell
are like
takes no prisoners.
What's that?
Roger Goodell takes no prisoners.
No. Yeah, he's like, we're gonna go through the proper protocols. San Diego State just scored a touchdown, so I'm a little bit distracted there.
Yeah, what are we sweating? What are you sweating right now?
I'm sweating UTSA right now. They're down 10. I got them at +3. Still early in the second half, but I think it was predicated on a big run back on a punt return. So that's been the story of that game.
How's bowl season shaping up for you? What you
Terrible
expected
right now?
I know you guys did the preview Friday night, I think, last Friday.
Yeah, we hit like the collaborative pick with Lock of Gibraltar. We hit UAB. I got him at +7.5.
Right?
Yeah, so we told him to sprinkle the money line.
Yeah.
We have a few guys coming in here saying Vassar. I don't know what this is. I think he's talking about Vatek. Is he saying take Vatek? I don't know if you should be taking Vatek right now or even playing that game whatsoever.
That's some sweet spam link that we shouldn't click.
The Brewmeister, the quarterback, decided to go to the transfer portal, so they don't have really a quarterback situation there. I question the motivation with Vatek as far as the team is concerned. They kind of limped into that bowl game. They don't really have a head coach. I do like the head coach, the interim head coach that they have there now. He just looks like a football guy. Winning against Virginia in the rivalry game was absolutely huge for them. I don't know. I have to look at that a little bit further to see if there's an edge. I don't know who the quarterback's going to be now that Brewmeister is gone. So that's kind of like where I'm sitting at that game. I mean, it doesn't seem like a play for me, but
I think you really have to be patient with all these games.
That's the thing with college bowls is like, and you hear it from the guys that like watch the books. There's no early action coming in on a lot of these games,
which is telling, right?
Which is very telling, especially this year. Not only with opt-outs, which you can kind of deal with those, or you see those early. I mean, I don't think we like today with UTSA. We didn't learn about Sincere McCormick until a couple days ago. He's their best running back on UTSA. I knew who the.
How do they not have a better cutoff?
Well, that's a good question, and maybe you have to set a rule. It's like you either gonna like opt out of your bowl by this date, or you're not going to opt out at all. But you could, even if you decide late, I mean, I think you could just say, I'm not going to play anyways, because I'm not going to come back. It's like, there's no leverage there. It's like, what kind of leverage does a administration or NCAA have on a player if they're not going to be in school next year? So I think they can do whatever the hell they want. And I think if you try to set the tone with them from a disciplinary action, I think that's going to hurt the NCAA versus, keep it as whatever clean as possible. They've already opened it up to NIL and like done everything they can to keep players around. But it's a mess. I mean, and with having it's weird with bowl games. I haven't seen anything COVID related with any of the bowl games.
You don't even hear about it if it is going on.
Isn't that weird?
Because they're not testing as much.
Maybe. I mean, you have a bunch of schools traveling. They probably traveled earlier in the week. Did they get tested earlier in the week and they just kind of passed? And then they just go and do all the activities that they normally do. I don't think they even lock them down. It's like, don't they do like all these activities with like one another? Like they do like bowling or whatever's like popular to do in Miami.
There's like events for the bowl participants. Yeah,
correct. So it's kind of it's one of those things. Like I'm putting my picks in like game 1, game 2, like 10, like maybe 20 minutes before kickoff, just because I just don't want anything to like kind of like sneak up on me that I don't know. But I'm going to root for. I'm like UTSA has always been my team this year. It's been my team since week 0. So I was like, I cannot like not ride that team all the way like to winning their first bowl game. It just seems like a fitting moment.
First bowl game would be very fitting.
Yeah, especially the program that started in 2008. But that's we can talk bowls all day long. NFL, we have 2 NFL games going on right now. We have
Also
the
sweating.
Washington Redskins, and the Rams are actually driving down the field. They're at the 35. I see right now.
Wait, so did they go for it?
It's first down. I see first down, Seattle. Oh wait, hold on. They're in the red zone right now.
Nice. So I'm sweating a -7, a second half -3.5 because I'm a true glutton, and I stayed away from the total, but I would have leaned under. And this
is at least a field goal for sure right now.
Yeah. What I'm trying to find out, because I looked away from it for a second, I'm gonna check the play-by-play here, like a pilgrim checking the play-by-play. I thought it was 4th and 6 at midfield.
4th and 6 at midfield. I was like, why would you got the lead? I guess that's kind of the. Oh wait, Philly just scored. 20. They're up 10 with 7 minutes to go. I know you had the under in that one.
Yeah.
While everybody's on here, I know we have a few people watching this live. I want people to watch us. If you watch us later, I'm gonna probably clip this pick, but I'm just gonna put it out there right now because it is 9:45 p.m. Eastern.
Are you dropping a freebie?
I'm dropping a freebie tomorrow. We already talked about this earlier today. I'm gonna drop it now. I'll say this right now. I was like, my bowl season start has been really cold.
That means
kind of piss poor.
That means get on board.
Yeah,
now.
It climbs usually after Christmas. It really does, is because you really have teams that matter playing in a bowl, less opt outs. So it's a little bit, from my standpoint, a little bit easier to cap. There is one game that I like tomorrow, and actually I love, and when you have an armed forces team playing in a bowl, you have to ride them to the grave. And I know I'm probably cheating here, and I did pick them up at -5 before the line jumped another 1.5, 2 points. But if you can get them at 6.5, 6, wherever you can find it, under the
6.5s are out there.
Get Army -6, -7, -6.5, under the 7 against Missouri. And if you've watched Missouri all year, Missouri cannot stop the run. They've been absolutely terrible. I think they give up 7 to 8 yards per carry on the run. And Army is a triple option team. Missouri will not be able to handle this run game. You'll have Army controlling the clock, actually controlling the pace of the game. And you have Missouri having their top running back opt out, a guy that put up 1,400 yards of rushing for them, and their backups, 0 experience. There's no game difference between what that guy brings to the table versus anybody that they have as a backup. There's a lot of issues with that team right now as far as who wants to play and who doesn't. Army, they just come ready, and they're coming off a loss against Navy too. So that's kind of a big deal to an Army team. They want to finish the season strong. Losing to Navy was tough. This is a good Army team, and I think if you have any questions on the defense, I think this is just going to be a great spot to take a military game, a military team that performs well in bowls. I think I checked last; they were like 4-1 in bowls since 2014 or something.
They're
like
disciplined. That coach, that coach went in there and turned that program around. They lost 8 straight to Navy in that stretch of
right,
if not worse, right? It was bad for a while.
That and then they won like 3 out of the last 4 or something like that. It was
if not even higher. It might be like 5 out of the last 6 or 4 out of the last 5. Yeah,
correct. And having that loss is kind of detrimental. They were 7.5 point favorites in that game, if I'm not mistaken.
But it's not. I don't earmark them like a lot of teams where you look at the rivalry game and you say, well, we lost the rivalry game, and it goes out the window, right? No motivation, no discipline. Because
those guys,
because of who you're dealing with here, right? Like the discipline, the motivation, like these guys they're gonna come out ready to go.
They go in there without having that emotion that a lot of
doesn't matter
other teams
exactly.
Have. And Missouri, they're just not going to be ready for this one. They're going to.
So that's still sitting at -6.5 on DraftKings. I got it -6.5 in some other spots earlier. Anything on the total there with the 54.5?
Ooh.
Because that triple option obviously grinds things out. I love me a good triple option under.
You would think.
-110 he's coming with.
What's that?
I'm just looking at some of the Twitter comments at 40-year-old Vision. You may know him as C2. He's tailing.
East Talon. Okay, so on that one, if I remember correctly, there's only a couple of Army Bowl games that I watch, but the problem with the Army Bowl games is like they score very quick against teams that can't defend the triple option.
Yeah.
I
Longer
think of
plays versus the constant fullback dive, and then the
I think of like Mike Leach, who had to play when he was coaching Washington State. He had to play that team. They went over in that game. There was another game in like 2015 in my memory that it was like a 70-80 point game because they couldn't stop Army at all. They show out for bowl games, and you would think that would be an automatic underplay. That line set high for a reason, and I just don't think. I think what will happen is Army will score a lot of points on the ground and score long touchdowns, and then Missouri will have to pass their way back into the game. So if anything, I would touch on that one is the over. And I think, if I were to guess, the public loves the over anyways. I would think with
I'm going to see if I can get the splits while you're talking about it.
Yeah. So Pun goes, what did Army close at? Right now it's 6.5, 6. It did open around 3.5. But the news of Missouri's top star running back opting out moved the line up to 6.5.
So 46% of the bets on the under, driving 63% of the money. So a good little differential there on the under 54.5.
Interesting.
See where that moves tomorrow.
Yeah, you got to watch it. You got to watch it all the way to the end, though. It's like because people are betting. The way the pattern's been going, it seems like everybody's betting bowl to bowl and just kind of ride that out. And that's I think that's the only bowl game tomorrow, is that one. And then
the next couple of days there's a couple singles, I think, right?
Right. No. I think so. We have the 22nd. We'll have like one bowl, I think, and I think there's it goes to like about 2 bowls a piece. All the way through, maybe one. I don't think there's one on Christmas, but I think there's one on New Year's, and that might be
Christmas. They probably don't want to compete with the holiday, the NFL, and the NBA because NFL sneaks 2 games in there.
Correct. But
should we switch gears back to the NFL? So I think Seattle is trying to close. So the Rams kicked the field goal, minute 51 left.
Yeah, I could see them as could Russ cook up a touchdown? Sure, he could.
Well, that'll fuck me. So,
but it would fuck you. But I feel protected right now as far as my under goes.
Yeah.
Because 47, I have 47. I think I had 47. Yeah. So I'm actually watching Washington drive down the field, 3rd and 10 at the 50, 5 minutes left in the game. I just need them to at least pooch a field goal. That's all I need.
Right. Now that's important because you're sitting at the 9.5, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point to touch on. Like these COVID games, we were talking about this a little bit before we jumped on. It's felt like overreactionary, right? Like even
it does.
Like I didn't take it. I took it personally. I know somebody. Lock took the Raiders.
Yes, that's
I
correct.
like the Browns at 3 or 3.5 because it just felt like it was too much. It was too much movement.
It was your pick was right, and I actually wrote I didn't post it myself, but I did take the Browns. On that game, and then I think I rolled with the under in the second game, but I didn't post anything about that one. But but when the line shifts that much, I usually just it's like stocks. It's like watching. Have you ever watched Trading Spaces when they're just watching the line move, and you wait until that moment? It's like not now, and then all of a sudden it's like now. And that game, you could have waited probably 20 minutes before kickoff, and you would still gotten the peak value of that line.
Yeah,
because it was moving.
Kept moving.
It moved. When a line moves like 3 to 5 points outside of it, it actually flipped. Wasn't it like 6.5? Wasn't it like minus 6.5 for Cleveland?
It was 5 or 6 the other way,
and then it moved to like 2.5 to 3.
Yeah. And then some more players came out. But then what was interesting to me is like it almost never adjusted back because they got with that game moving to Monday or Tuesday.
Correct.
No, Monday.
Yeah.
They got guys back out of the protocol.
Yes, they did.
So it was almost like a nice little buy spot. I mean, yeah, Baker's important, but like Mullins and Case Keenum are capable backups in this league.
I mean, Mullins has played primetime football before.
Yeah, Mullins has won games for the Niners.
And nothing in my mind impressed me about the Raiders being a favorite on the road. I mean, did we get lucky? Absolutely, especially if you got them at 2.5, 3. But I mean, when you look at that game was slow paced. The defenses kind of predicated the whole game. The Raiders did what the Raiders do. Is like even against a backup against the Cleveland Browns with less people, they still sucked. They're nothing without Waller in that lineup, and yeah, I mean they got lucky, and you basically had the quarterback that had the ball last and only has to drive to the 30 with a good kicker. Carlson just pooched it perfect twice, by the way, because they called that timeout, tried to freeze the kicker, and then he just does it again. I was like, that's boss behavior right there. So they're 6-7 and they have like a 10% chance to make the playoffs, and they were so happy for themselves. So congratulations to the Las Vegas Raiders that nobody in Las Vegas likes.
Yeah. Sweet stadium though.
It's a sweet stadium. No, they're Knights fans. They're all Knights fans.
Right.
Ruggs didn't do that team any favors for what he did. I mean, what he did was despicable.
And Gruden, like that got messy.
And then you had the Gruden stuff. So you had a big pile on this year. So it's going to get the fans back. I mean, you might as well just move back to Oakland. You know what I mean?
They'll embrace it.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, that's where their fan base comes from. It's like that thug, that I don't want to say criminal behavior, but just kind of that bad, that bad egg, wearing the black and just the bad boys of the NFL. But when that doesn't go that far down the road when you're 6-7, it's like you're not that bad. It's like you just suck. It looks like Seahawks are driving. They're at the 48 right now that I'm seeing. 54 seconds left on the clock.
So you and I need the same thing right now. The same thing could work in both these games where we need the coaches to say, we need 10. Let's kick the field goal and then deal with the onside kick.
Yeah, and that you never know. You never know. It depends on the coach. I can see Pete Carroll doing that.
Yeah,
Pete Carroll is kind of
Brandon Staley, who's not coaching tonight. Obviously, is just going for it. Did they just score? Oh, got picked off. Interception?
Yeah, I see. Looks like Philly's got the ball at the Philly 49. That's not good. I want when I need 9 half a point.
I think
that might be dead.
Mr. Incredible just got picked off too.
Mr. Incredible just got picked off?
Yep.
Yes, he did.
Mr. Unlimited. Mr. Unlimited. Sorry.
Is that what it is? I don't even know his names anymore.
Mr. Unlimited.
Mr. Incredible.
I got 2 early NBA leans for tomorrow.
Okay, fire away.
I don't know full lineups and lines yet, but looking at some of this stuff across the world, I think 2 good spots. I think the Bucks, who are on a L2, struggling a little bit with the protocol. I don't think it really matters who they get back against the Rockets as long as they get some semblance of the roster back.
Right.
That line looks strong in some spots, but I don't know where it's up and where it's down. It looks like it could be anywhere between like 8 and 10 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Won't mind some early bets there, depending on that roster. They usually show out for the first half at home. So could be a good little target. Milwaukee against Houston in Milwaukee to try and right the ship a little bit, especially if they get some pieces back.
Right.
The other one is the Clippers and Kings, because I do think the Clippers are getting healthier. Paul George has missed a ton of games. They just got beat up bad on Monday against the San Antonio Spurs. They lost, what was this final score there? Like 116-92. You should not lose at home to the San Antonio Spurs by
that
24 points. 24 points
right.
That's not good. Paul George did play, so it was a bit of him getting back. I think that was his first game back in a while.
Yeah.
And I just don't trust the Kings. I thought they were going to be a better buy low. They are 5-5 in their last 10. They're playing better a little bit better since the coach moved, but not as much as you would have liked. And it's a little bit of a revenge game here because the Kings did beat the Clips during this stretch 104-99 back on December 4th. So, 2 weeks ago or so. That was post the coach move. I don't know if George played in that game. I'm trying to get back to the box score, but I think that game's sitting around 5.5 or 6 right now. I kind of like it. I would love, under 4 or 5. It's probably not going to be there, but anything up to 6 is probably solid little strong line for the Clips.
Nice. So you got some NBA plays. You got a college football play for tomorrow. Man, if you watch this stream tonight and we go full sweep, we should go viral now, shouldn't we? But
get it on the surgical stream.
Surgical. Yeah, the surgical parlays. And by the way, don't ever call a parlay a lay, or I'm just going to be like, I'm going to go full,
I don't disagree with you there. I like that.
You like lay?
No, I don't disagree with
just
you.
Call, yeah, why don't you call it a parlay? I'm going to go full, what is it? I was just watching some of the old Sopranos episodes with when Beanty gets hit with the coffee pot. Did you remember that one? Yeah. That's what I feel like doing when anyone says lay. It's just taking that coffee pot and smashing. But maybe I'm just too old for the young man's game.
You're getting old. Old AF.
Yeah. I'm gonna put together a lay. I was like, what? You got a girl lined up? I mean, what are you talking about? I mean,
this is a good night you got going.
Yeah, looks like you got a good night cooking. And it's like, no, parlay. Oh, you should have said that.
Well.
But anyways, I mean, we just threw together 27 minutes of a podcast for everybody to enjoy, impromptu. Like I said, we're going to be doing holiday plays as we go along through the holiday season. I think we have, if I counted correctly, we got another 8 lined up, maybe even more than that. So
15, 25. It's going to be magical.
It could be more. I mean, we're talking like all sports. We're talking
Send us your picks. Hit us in the DMs. We'll get them on there.
Yeah. If you want to be part of it too, you want me to discuss your plays that you think are the locks of the holidays, send them to me, send them to Oddsfellow, send them to Punisher Picks or Lock Bets, or just send it to the GPO Lock Twitter handle, and we will read them out loud for you too.
We'll build the lay.
Hell yeah, we'll build. Let's surgically build a GPO parlay, but we won't call it a lay. We'll call it a parlay like normal people call it. We won't call it surgical. We'll call it strategic. I don't know. We'll come up with a name as we go. But thanks for joining us, everybody, for a perfect live stream impromptu. Peace.